Hello there, welcome back to another YouTube video with Againi Titan. We're here on the estuary map in domination mode, and I'm in the USS Marblehead, the tier 4 US cruiser. Making a few bucks so as to build up enough money, I suppose, to continue to buy and upgrade ships on the American Tech Tree line, so that I'm going up the battleship and cruiser line at the moment. With New Mexico, well, it's not far. I don't know, I'm not sure how many points left. 16,000 or something like that, I think. To unlock the Colorado, I think is the next ship up. So we're on a fairly cruiser heavy game, and I'm going to just sneak up on this island. Use the destroyer to basically tell me if there's anybody in the cap circle, and if necessary I'm going to help with cap. If not, I'm going to run away, probably, because we are weakest in numbers this side. The destroyer has launched torpedoes. I've never really seen the value unless you've got very long range torpedoes. I know it's a Japanese destroyer, but I've no idea whether they come or what the range of their torpedoes are. I know they can out-stealth my American destroyers, but I don't know whether that's a general thing or whether it's just that I don't know how to build a captain. Or, you know, equip a destroyer. Could be that. So the Mitsuki, I think it is, has entered the cap circle, hasn't spotted anybody, so I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to pop my fighter aircraft to increase the range possibility of spotting something. A lot of ships have been identified over the eastern side of the map. A lot of enemy ships have been identified, and seems to be no one around here at the moment, but us too. So we're getting a nice lead in building up a capture locations. That would give us 2 cap locations early, and that would be pretty valuable to the team. Could prove to be valuable later on in the game. It's always worth having a points buffer. You never know where the battle is going to go, and you never know what's going to make a difference. So we've captured Alpha, and we have found the Arkansas. And it's not the Founders Edition Arkansas, it's got a different camo. Doesn't have the FEF for the name either. So, have never been really following the game in detail, so I'm not too sure if... Did no damage there, 2 shatters and a bounce. So it looks like there's only really 2 ships. Most of the fleet's over the other end. There's a ship around the back of that island that the Arkansas appeared from behind. But we haven't seen the Arkansas. Just launched some torpedoes at the gap in case. Oh, there's that. That's the Karlsruhe. So that Karlsruhe definitely looks like it's coming around the promontory here, and this could be a problem, because if we're caught between an Arkansas and a Karlsruhe, we could be in serious trouble. I'm never going to hit it there with torpedoes, although I suppose if I fire directly at the corner, I might. He comes around the corner, shuts out, but the Karlsruhe's already turning and turned inside my fire. Send a second round of shots out, and then we try another torpedo, and it looks like the Arkansas is disappearing back behind the island it came from. Now this is actually good news, because it means that, okay, at the moment I'm alone with the Karlsruhe, because I don't think the destroyer is in a position to shoot anything, but the destroyer is entering the channel that the Karlsruhe is in at the moment, so the destroyer will be very rapidly in a position to shoot at the Karlsruhe. The Karlsruhe doesn't seem to have much look at hitting me, whereas I've had some fortune in hitting the Karlsruhe so far. And we've managed to get a bit more damage there. And it looks like, I think the destroyer is steadily picking away at the Karlsruhe as well. And somebody's a fire set, it's not me, I don't think. I don't have a fire ribbon. So that must be the destroyer that set that fire. The destroyer has torpedoes in the water, which is forced the Karlsruhe to give me broadside. So it's a pity that I don't have armor piercing ready to take advantage of that broadside. However, the Karlsruhe is in the channel. I'm going to stop and slow down because I'm going to beach the ship, and I don't want to beach the ship at this particular point in time. We have torpedoes in the water, whether they'll do any good or not. We're too close to the island and don't have a clean shot of the Karlsruhe. There's no sign of the Arkansas at the moment. Last spotted on the other side of the island. Karlsruhe has changed course and is actually coming back out. I wonder when my first set of torpedoes hit. So I'm just waiting for her to appear. She's momentarily... Oh, torpedoes have hit. There's not much left of the Karlsruhe here, so if either of us, I think, get a decent salvo onto her, she's finished, and the Arkansas is starting to reappear, which is too late, my friend. If the Arkansas had stood its ground when the Karlsruhe was in good health, then the destroyer would probably have had to pay attention to the Arkansas, and I would be alone with the Karlsruhe, and that might not have been as happy an ending as we've currently enjoyed. Now the two of us can afford to pay attention to the Arkansas, which one of us alone might not have been able to do. I've been spotted there but through the gap, but the guns are not directly pointing at me at this point in time. So we've set a fire, which is good, because a fire is going to give him a choice to use his damage control to take out the fire when there might be torpedoes in the water, because there is a destroyer and a cruiser out there. And there's more than one fire burning, so the possibility is the destroyer has her own fire running as well, and I can put more shots out and see if I can get more burning going, and we'll keep going with this, and that means we have well, destroyer torpedoes in the water, but they're all going to miss. However, mine are still looking good, and it looks like the Arkansas put out the fires, so if we can start more fires, means damage control will be on cooldown, and fire and flooding will then occur. Those torpedoes are looking good. I took a very solid hit there. I think a Citadel went. And better turn away, reduce the angle. There's a fire going. I'm not sure if it's mine or the destroyers. There's two fires going at this stage, so we might have one each for all I know. The smoke screen's gone. And the second set of torpedoes also looking good. So we're getting steady incremental damage from the flooding. The last broadside out, and I don't know if she is going to get the chance of another one, because the damage is just incrementing up quite substantially. I think we're probably got a fire and a flood going. And there she goes. Game over. We've sunk the Arkansas. We've survived. Not with a whole lot of health to spare, but we've survived. That's a valuable kill for our team at this particular point in time, because now we have a clear run at capture point Bravo, just as the enemy are focusing on trying to flip C from us. So they're pulling all their ships, are getting pulled into the gunfight around our capture point C. And we will be able to hold, I think, we'll be able to stall them from taking C for a while, but once C becomes contested, we won't be gaining the capture points from C. But we have a slight buffer that will enable us to get into Bravo and start flipping Bravo. So eventually then we will have two capture points, and they'll only have probably one at the time. And we're ahead in ships now. We were slightly down there for a while. We've managed to pull back in the main fight as well. And now we're nicely set up. So I want to focus on the capture point. Although the destroyer is practically, yes, ready to enter the capture point actually before I do. And because the enemy at the other side of the island has been spotted by allies, we're actually probably going to be able to fire through gaps in that island. Especially if you're back far enough that you can clear the tops of the higher ground. So that fell short because I wasn't targeting anything on the other side. Königsberg, Courbet, Dugate, one. Well, that's behind ground. It's just way too high, and I won't be able to get a shot off there. And I don't think the Dugate Truan is going to come around the promontory. Nor do I really think anybody is going to come around the promontory, but we can put shots out along the edge of the island, or torpedoes out along the edge of the island anyway, so as to discourage anyone from going around the corner. Which might be no harm. We'll see how these things go. So we're still holding C. So C is stalled. It's not generating points for anyone. We've just flipped Bravo, so now we have 2 capture points. And it's time to see if we can start doing some damage from safety, because I don't want to risk the ship. Because risking the ship means the loss of... Well, we lose whatever it is, 60 points or something like that for 50 points. I'm not too sure for a cruiser. And they gain, or... Is it they gain 35 points and we lose 30 points or something like that. So you gotta get a net change of 60 points or 70 points. I'm not too sure the exact points at the moment. I'd have to actually look it up. But I'd like to set a fire on the Courbet. She's within range and I'm knocking capture points off of her. And if I could set a fire on her, it means that I could be contributing on as the fire. I can be contributing ongoing damage now, and I can steam for Delta. The submarine is going to join in the fight at Charlie, or the destroyer is going to join in the fight at Charlie. I don't know why I keep thinking of them submarines. But the Britannia don't have a clear shot, and it looks like the Königsberg is leaving with all possible haste. Has given up on the fight. Courbet has actually left the cap circle and possibly the edge of my range. Oh, I should be able to land a shot. That kind of spraddled, nothing of any use there. Courbet is turning, so we drop some more shots in. Don't think that last lot hit either, because it hit the side of the island. And well, now we're leaving Bravo. Delta is quite a bit away yet, several hundred meters away still. And we've killed another enemy ship, so they're down to 2 ships. They've actually managed to finally flip Charlie, so they're back down to evens and capture circles. However, we are 200 points. Yes, about 200 points ahead. And it's mostly the battleship against our destroyer and other battleship, the nearest battleship. The other ship is fairly far away. And the Königsberg looks like it's just trying to leave the scene. Now, it's out of my range, it's out of the range of my guns, so there's no point in firing it at the moment. It would be just revealing my position for no good purpose. Although she's just starting to get within range. So I decided to take the chance of the shot because she was within range to Königsberg, and she's on the other side of the island so that I don't get spotted when I fire. But now I got spotted. It took me a moment to realise that what happened was, you see, that I'd sailed into the centre of the cap circle, and the Britannia was coming out from, reversing out from behind an island further to the west, and was able to spot me from behind, essentially. She was behind, the Britannia was behind my position, and able to spot me when I fired my guns. I should really have stopped firing my guns at this point, because I'm the logical one to actually hit back at. I'm the enemy ship in the cap circle with the fewest health, probably, and killing me would have been relatively easy. Single broadside would probably do it. 3-4 hits. And then I would be out of action. The capture points that I'd gained would be lost, and they'd also get the flip and the points for the cruiser, so they get the extra time. However, real time would be coming against them at this point, because even if I did lose or was destroyed, I don't think it would make enough of a difference to stop them, to allow them to catch up to our points gained from from all the captures and whatever, sinking ships and so forth, in the time remaining. So they could probably change the position in a longer game, but in the short time that they've got remaining, they'd have to take out all three of us, probably. Two of us at least. Two of the capital ships. The destroyer probably wouldn't cut it. The destroyer and another capital ship probably wouldn't cut it. So Königsberg's kind of at the edge of my range here. So, but on the other hand, it's an island between us. There's not much chance of getting spotted. Maybe a few extra damage points. There's a few extra damage points. And that's it. Game over. The last salvo didn't even arrive. So we gained some stages, but you know, I too late, I think, to get that particular ship. Came number one by experience. Nearly 200,000 with premium. I picked up premium, I think, from the Admiralty points. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.